Alright, moving back a little bit more. Hello. Sorry for a late start, but, we got a PS5 today, and we're trying to set it up. Well, at least my little brother is. Well, until then, let's discuss the rest of this stupid fic. So, Twilight organizes the entire group in, where she makes a stunning revelation. Apparently, Equestria is a future Earth. That's right. A future Earth. Long time ago, Equestria used to revolve around the sun, but a bunch of people decided to move it off its course because the sun went supernova and are now seeking a new home. How stupid is this? My God! I may take back everything I've ever said about Starfleet when it came to the... Oh, Equestria and United and Unicorpia all got back together due to the power of wishes. As terms of stupidity, because this takes the cake! No. It doesn't just take the cake. It burns the cake! How stupid... How much of a moron did you have to be in order to sit down and go, damn, am I going to explain the sun and moon moving? I know, I'll say that Equestria is a future Earth moving away from its, what do they call it? Oh, ringy thing, die. You could not really have thought this was a good idea. You know, if there's one thing I can't stand in some stories, is when they decide to sit me down and go, okay, here's this fantastical world. Really? Here's all this really cool, fantastical things. All this magic. Really? All these special creatures. Really? It's a future Earth. Okay, you lost me. I'm done. There are very few shows where I'm okay with it being a future Earth. Like, say, Thunder the Barbarian. But you have to really, really make it sound good to me. Really make it sound good. So, most of the time, they don't. Heck, I even heard that one time they were planning on doing that type of shit with Conan. Well, if they did, that would have turned me off the movie right then and there. What made you think this was a good idea? I know, I didn't like this idea on Sonic. We all know how I felt about that stupidity. Just, no. Bad fic. Bad. Oh, but it gets better. I love this. According to Idiot here, because I refuse to call her Twilight, through means too arcane and advanced for us to even analyze, much less replicate, they use the planet's quintessence on the morphic resonant field, called magic, to basically convert the kinetic energy of the moon's orbit and the planet's rotation into linear propulsion. Okay. I don't care how much magic you're using for a propulsion for this, but I would like to think that even magic has to respond to some sort of form of science. And trust me, ain't no amount of magic moving the freaking Earth out of the freaking orbit around the freaking sun. But let's say that somehow we were able to get enough magic to move the planet. It ain't working. Because as soon as you move the planet out, you're still going to be dealing with gravity, like the sun. The sun has a very powerful force. And the planet is big enough to have that. See, we have escape velocity because of our own objects, because of rockets. But the Earth doesn't. So, let's say we do all that. The amount of force necessary to do that to the planet Earth would cause the planet to crash. The people on the planet wouldn't be people anymore. They would be dead. The only way that this could possibly work is if you use a very powerful spell to normalize gravity onto the Earth. So that way the people are not crushed when they're pushed out of orbit. Then, continuously using that gravity as Earth is slowly moving out of the way. Congratulations, this is no longer a fantasy story, this is sci-fi. And the last time I heard something this outrageous was with Space 1999. You want to know the difference between this and Space 1999? I like that show. And they were in the eclipse of one of the gas giants when the sun finally blew. Oh, no. No. I'm pretty positive that even if you were eclipsed by a gas giant, when a sun goes supernova, you're probably still feeling the heat. But hey, it's your whacked out, crazed, insane scientific theory. You continue. She then goes on to explain that somehow, with the power of magic, it'll have to be magic in order for any of this to make any logical sense. See, they were able to fix all the life-sustaining systems, including tides, tectonic movement, and everything else. I don't even think you could do that with magic. There are just certain things that are moving naturally that just won't work. This requires you to forget everything you ever heard or read about science. It just expects you to go, die. People like this. People actually like this thing. People actually read this scientific rape and liked it. Why? Just why? You know, I can even understand why people like Mike and stuff more than this right now. And of course, the reason why apparently nobody mentioned it or explained, it just faded into myth. Okay. Then, how did they know? Where did the celestial beings come from? Are the celestial beings actually immortal? How were they taught this? How were they immortalized? Now that I think about it, how did evolution get to the point where we went from humans to ponies? Did the ponies gain sapience? Did we give ponies sentience? How does this work? Were the original people actually just ponies? Is this what happened to G1? I'm sorry, but you don't throw this bullshit at me and expect me to comply. Not when I've got more and more questions. Were they given instructions? Were they told about it? Who helped them? Where did they put these instructions? Why? And it just goes on and on as Twilight continues talking about all this other things that are involving everybody's mistakes, and Desi tries to explain the Wendigos with politics and a disagreement and invasion, and that the Wendigo incident was a freaking ice age, and oh, this is hurting! This is physically hurting! You know, Micah wrote a fic about Celestia not raising the moon, not raising the sun. You know what? I'll take it! I'll take that story! I'll take trust over this mockery of science! this is taking the lore that the show built and then kicking it to the curb, stealing its lunch money, and then forcing it to go back home on a degraded, torn-down bus along with a few drug runners and a drugged-out midget who wants to offer you poison candy. That's where we are, people. That's what the story is. She then brings out her scientific model of, do you people really care at this point? I've been over 10 minutes of this, talking about how badly scientifically inaccurate it is. Do you people really care? Do any of you care about Twilight's stupid, boneheaded plan of trying to fix something that shouldn't be fixed? Do any of you care? Because I don't. I really don't care about this. I really just want to read some Sonic, so I hope you don't mind, but I'm just going to skip over this whole entire, I'm going to take over the world bullshit. Oh, I'm sorry. Twilight's not taking over the planet. She's just making it so everybody's in sync. On a program run by Equestria. And Twilight doesn't see the problem with this? Why? So you know what? You're not going to miss anything. I don't think you're going to miss anything if I skip over to political diatribe. I don't think you're going to miss anything if I skip Twilight being the perfect Mary Sue. Yeah, I'm calling her out. In this story, Reality Check has taken everything good about Twilight and has replaced her with a perfect, non-mistake making, non-ADHD, non-Twilight! He has officially made her too perfect for this story, so why should I give a fuck about anything that she does? Let's do this right. Now, I'm skipping over issue 1 for talking about Sonic first, because this issue here, this is the first Sonic comic I ever owned. And it's the first Sonic comic I ever read. It's kind of that important to me. The planet Mobius has been taken over by the evil industrialist, Dr. Robotnik, who intends to turn every living being into a robot. But now the Freedom Fighters can't help it. Led by Princess Sally Acorn, their biggest gun is the super speed Sonic the Hedgehog! And a crowning achievement. That's Princess Sally calling me. It gives me a chance to try a new trick I've been working on. By moving at twice the speed of sound, I get it right before the words leave her lips. Sonic the Hedgehog! Huh? Sally says this while looking out through her room and underground, popping up. Now, at this point, Sally's fur color was changed to a darker pink and had brunette hair. Personally, I love the Sally we have now. Sonic, I got something I was important to tell you. You mean the reason why you changed from blonde to brunette? No, wise guy, just wait there. Wonder if he likes me better as a brunette. I never tell her, but I love her hair dark. Catch! And with that, Sally throws Sonic a treasure chest. What's this? A jewelry box? Not just any jewelry box. It's my father's. You mean... Sonic holds it up. Sally continues. Yes. In that box is the magic crown of the Acorn Kings. It should be on my father's head, but since he was kidnapped by Dr. Robotnik, I decided to wear it. Maybe its magic powers will help us find him and free him. Too cool. I'm holding the Freedom Emeralds. As opposed to the Chaos Emeralds. Yes, the 4 Freedom Emeralds. The mystical gems that sit atop the crown. Their power is awesome. I'll say, the Freedom Emerald's magic is what keeps Dr. Robotnik's reign of terror at bay. Gee, I said he fell into the wrong hands. Don't worry. Antoine collects Royal Guard keeps a constant watch on them. And hey, I see Porker Lewis. Alright, I'm ready for the coronation. Crown me, Sonic. But Sonic opens the box. He discovers it's empty. The crown is gone. Gone? Oh no. Impossible. I impersonate each one of the royal guards. Remember when there used to be more royal guards that we see in the comics? That explains a lot. With that, Antoine begins to fume. Are you saying I am incompetent? I didn't have to. You just did. Knock it off, you two. If Robotnik gets his mechanical mitts on the Freedom Emeralds, Mobius is doomed. I still can't believe a royal guardsman had happened. Neither can I, Aunt, unless it wasn't a guardsman, but a guard robot. You mean there's a robotic spy amongst them? Yep. And amongst the group is, of course, the crocodile, the pig, the puppy, the fox, a parrot, and a woodpecker. Personally, I don't trust the woodpecker. There's only one way to find out. Psych, what are you doing? Zoning up is easier in. Why are you burning around in a circle? You're burning the rubber off the bottom of your sneakers. Technically, Sal, they're boots. Exactly, Sonic says as he begins to run around in a circle, creating a large dust cloud. Then I'll set off the smoke detectors that Rotor installed. Now the sprinkler system's coming on. This is the godsend are getting soaked. Oh, my aching laundry bin. Relax, Nancy. They're just getting wet. Except that one. And was he pointed to the pig? Still to trust a woodpecker. That little piggy's getting rusty. Brilliant, Sonic! Arrest that swine! Oil can. Tell us everything you know, robot. But as he does, he begins to turn purple, eyes into circles. I know you are all goners. I've given the Freedom Emeralds to my master, Dr. Robotnik. He's scattered to the four corners of Mobius. And now thanks to this turncoat, Robotnik knows where Nettle is. Don't worry, Mon Captain. We'll be here much longer. Looks angry enough to explode. That's what he's going to do! The robot's initiating his self-destruct mechanism! Moving quickly, Sonic grabs the robot and lifts him up over his head. You're too late, Hedgehog! Gangway, everybody! Kaboom! Sonic! Gasp. Sonic is dead, and I never got to tell Nyla. Look, but this is Sally. Look! As Sally begins to try to confess her feelings towards Sonic, that's when Sonic walks in. Hush, Aunt, let her finish what she's saying. Huh? Oh, Sonic, you're okay. I was just saying I loved your pumpkin pie recipe. Sonic says, disbelieving. Never mind that. How did you avoid getting blown up? Warp Sonic speed, Antoine. I soon that robot through the secret entrance to Knothole in record time, just before he went kablooey! Good work, Sonic. You saved our village. Our fight against Robotnik can continue. Yes, but we must act quickly and recover the Freedom Emeralds. So it is us. You're right, Aunt. And I saw something very unusual up above. A Robotnik blimp with an escort of buzz bombers and bat brains. And to prove Sonic's point, he looks up and sees that there's a huge blimp with a whole bunch of buzz bombers circling it. That's it. Robotnik must be taking the emeralds to a secret location. This is the job for the bravest freedom of all. Right, stand back! Wrong! Sally says, looking at Antoine and Sonic as they're planning to separate. This is a job for both of you together. What? This mission is too dangerous and important for one. As commander of the Freedom Fighters, I'm ordering you two to cooperate. Got it? Yes, your highness. You know, sometimes I do miss these old days. But once again, we see that Sally cannot be a queen because her father is still technically alive. Well, how did you get your hot air balloon to inflate so fast? Next scene, Sonic and Antoine are in a hot air balloon. I just asked Aunt to tell me about his college day. It's so, I roll my beanie to the freshman dance, blah blah blah, you can smoke it easy, blah blah blah. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Doesn't this go against continuity of the Satan series and the later comics of how young they were when Robotnik attacked? Yes. Should you really care about these early comics saying that? No, you shouldn't. Remember, folks, Batman didn't even have trainers back in the early comics. Superman could only jump so far. And the Hulk used to be gray. I say, sometimes comic book continuity can be just plain silly. Okay, Ants, we're high enough to see Robotnik's blimp. Yes, this is the problem. You mean, as Sonic says this, a whole horde of buzz bombers and bat brains around him. If we can see them, they can see us. Exactly, we're under attack! And when the buzz bombers pulse the balloon. Yipe! The buzz bombers and bat brains just burst our balloon! Let's just balloon! With that, Antoine jumps out of the basket. Grab your pencil and build us, Sonic! You go ahead, Antoine. I got another idea. By going to a Sonic spin, pop! I can leap from robot to robot, pop, pop. Destroying them, pop, pop, by closing in on the blimp. Sonic does this as he still spin dash away for destroying the blimp in one strike. What's good for the goose is worth taking a gander at. Hold on, Sonic. Nice cat, Ant. Antoine says, grabbing Sonic in mid-free fall. Nuke, it's what? Sonic said. Antoine says, watching as one of the gray SWAT bots fall down. I missed the gray SWAT bots. He must have been the automatic pilot. Return your trays to the upright position. Something bright and shiny popped out when he crashed. Boom! He said, does this a SWAT bot crashes to the ground? Could it be? Popping out of him is, of course, one of the Freedom Emeralds. Yes, it's one of the Freedom Emeralds. Cue the music. Listen, the damn is what won't be tell us something.
Must carry out Master's plan. Scatter Freedom fires. Land, sea, air, underground.
That's his plan. To separate the gems so their magic can't affect the stream of a mechanical world. What is he going to do? We're not doing anything. Sonic tosses the emerald into Antoine's hands. You're taking this emerald back to Princess Sally. But she told us to stay together. That was before we knew what Robotnik was up to. Bring it to Stone. She'll put its magic to good use. You're right. Meanwhile, I'll take off at hypersonic speed and try to find the next Freedom Emerald. Oh, we got the air. That leaves land, sea, and underground. Children born, throne awaits. Seer ones of a deadly fate. Give up your children, separate. Bide your time, lie in wait. We're sorry. We'll never do it again. We promise. Sonic! Tails says, who is this fizzing by a little fizzy hole, looking 10 kinds of adorable. Hey, Tails, can't stay in chat. Got our underwater mission. It does as he says this, he manages to grab the fishing pole and pull Tails under with him. Whoa! Looks like I'm going to, whether I like it or not!
Oh, can we use our sub-sonic stream to reach our cavern? What is
Sonic says, looking at the hide rope around his foot. Just drinking along, Sonic.
You correct me, but this is dangerous.
Sonic says as a fist bot comes up right behind him, trying to take a bite out of him.
Kill us! You're a chemical shark! One of Lightning's baddest fanatics! Come on! Don't get to this camera with me! Well, Vic, this is where they hit the free world! What?
You made me learn from your emeralds from King Acorn's crown?
Sure do! There it is!
And with that, Sonic and Tails find the next Freedom Emerald.
There's 2 down, 2 to go.
Uh-oh, you can show us.
No one gets all alive.
Dawes says, seeing the image of Sonic and Tails backed up against the wall, ready to accept their fate. Or do they? As Dawes smashes into the wall.
You can't be able to circle the look. Just rolling on the wall.
Dawes says as he lays there all mangled.
Adrenaline, I'll call it a quick sketch, real quick. Well, it's carrying the large cycle.
Tails says as he holds onto a waterproof marker.
Should have noticed he only had 4 fingers.
Ah, yes, this is the comic that allowed me to see that, in fact, Sonic had 5 fingers. You'd be surprised at how little people know this.
Approaching Master Sonic Priority 1 Hedgehog.
The SWATbot says on his 2-way wrist TV, VCR, AM/FM cassette, Sega Game Gear, CD player, and toaster oven. Hey, that was way too advanced for a Game Gear.
Very well.
Initiate Plan 426. As they walk out of the water, Sonic hands Tails the Freedom Emerald. You get that Freedom Emerald to Princess Sally, Tails. I'm going after the other two.
Aye, fellow freedom fighter.
Must hide emerald from Hedgehog, from Hedgehog, from Hedgehog.
Look, the SWAT bot carrying the emerald has a short circuit, Sonic says, running. And that's when the SWAT bot throws the emerald into Sonic's hand.
From Hedgehog.
Yo, Rust Butt, your needle's stuck.
Yo, Blue Boy, you're out of luck.
The robot says, creating a trap right below Sonic, causing him to fall. Holy moly! I'm falling into a bottomless pit! Oof! Sonic says, hitting the ground hard. Not quite bottomless. When did this become an underground comic? I'll take that Emerald, Hedgehog. Messes my other one. Grounder says, grabbing the emerald out of Sonic's hand. Grounder! You heard of me. I'll show you what I can do. I already know. You can bore through anything, including me. Man, he's nasty. I'm letting a burl time here. Bear juice! Whoa, he cut me off! And now to cut your limbs off, Grounder says, popping out the wall. Now if I can help it, Neil knows. Why don't you go for a spin? I'll leave 2 emeralds for you, Sonic said, rushing by, causing Grounder to spin around in a circle. As Sonic runs by, holding the emeralds. Someone has to see it eventually. How can anything so big move so fast? Woo! Months later, Sonic had been running through the clays, his body covered in sweat. I've been praying through these catacombs for hours. I'm so exhausted, I don't know which way is up. What am I saying? That's the answer! Up! And with that, Sonic turns into a spin dash, burrowing up through the ground. This is going to require the most powerful Sonic spin I ever tried. Using every ounce of his strength, Sonic tunnels upwards until he pops through the floor out of Roar's shop, where the rest of the emerald is complete. Your emerald, Sally. How can me ever thank you enough? All's fast, Roar? Yes, ma'am. How does he pick up that foot tapping habit? Roar says, watching as Sally taps her foot in anticipation. Meanwhile, Sonic does the same thing, and I have learned to do the same thing. Behold, the ancient mystical crown of the Acorn Kings. May I, your majesty? Please do. The Freedom Emeralds are back where they belong. And while I rule, their magic will be used to destroy Robotnik's machinery and return Mobius to the beautiful planet it was. Right on, Sally! The end.
Just a damn bland minute here. I want to register a complaint. Hello? Is this thing on?
I've waited 21 pages for my big scene, and what do I get? Zippo! Nada! Goose egg! Me, the great Ivo Robotnik, valedictorian of the Mojo Kubert School of Supervillains. A full-length, full-port saga, and I make one lousy cameo on a tiny TV screen. It's an outrage! I'll show you I'll avenge this humiliation! Prepare yourself. Next issue, Dr. Robotnik will be taking no prisoners! Now, the end. I've got a few more firsts to tell you about, but they'll come later.